Hello, everyone. As you can see, or maybe you haven't noticed, but I've obtained sunglasses for my camera. And we're standing here in front of the sun. It's pretty bright, actually. Like, you'd be surprised. And a few days ago is when I picked up these sunglasses for my camera. And I was like, yay, this is going to be great. And then it snowed. And there's still a little bit of snow on the ground, which kind of sucks. But summer is close. I'm very excited. Pretty soon I'm going to be picking up some DJI mics so that I can continue making the next part of my short film. And I watched Evan Monsma's video on the eclipse. It was, Bev vlog of the eclipse. And I just, I try to imagine something like that happening here. Like, everything's normal. You're in the park. You're eating a sandwich. And then everything just goes dark. And you don't even notice it until it happens. You don't even notice that the sun has slowly been being eaten by the moon. That's the sort of magic that I want to capture. Because it's never been enough for me to just make something. I make these videos and I'm happy with that. But this has always been, it's like, I want to go further. I want to make that short film series. There's all these people, they say, like, you can do anything you put your mind to. And that's true. That's absolutely true. Part of me just wishes that I was already there. But, there is no destination without a journey. There is no place, no present without a past. And so I'm looking forward to it, the process. I'm constantly learning new things, how to make the footage from my camera look better. I barely even thought that I needed an ND filter until I got one. It's like, wow, I can use this aperture now. And the thought was always in my mind. It was like, if I got this, I could set my aperture much lower and get the look that is so sought after among cinematographers and amateur filmmakers like myself. But it's that learning process that I find especially interesting. You go out there with your camera, and that's really what matters. All those times that I went out there with my camera, I had thoughts about making my short film, and now making part 2. It takes a lot to know all this stuff. And I can't even pretend that I know a lot. But, every day, I learn a little bit more. How to grade footage so it doesn't look horrible. How to set exposure so it's not overexposed. All these little things. And it contributes to learning. Learning, it feels like such a simple word, but you deconstruct it and it's like, every letter, every little oscillation of your vocal cords, of every letter in the word learning, there's a story there. My mother, she's currently getting a Bachelor of Management. And that's something that she can say she has. And I've heard it said, that's kind of like a ticket. It's a ticket to your career. But it's so much more than that. Because out here right now, out here even, I'm learning. All these little experiences add up. And this is the life that all of us call home. I think if we just, sat back every once in a while and took it easy. Because in order to achieve our goals, we need to be okay with failing. Because you can't succeed without failure. Failure is the eye of the storm. And the beautiful storm around that is what we call success. And it may be getting that job at an engineering firm. It may be being a successful filmmaker, doing what you love. But in common with everything is the experiences that come from it. Is the very fact that you're learning. You never quite know when you've got there. What does success mean? You might get the job, but are you at the top yet? You might make money off your filmmaking, but is it what you want it to be yet? And so here I am. I'm at the beginning. I'm just starting to make films, starting to take my photography seriously. And throughout it all, these experiences stay solid. It's these experiences of life, of the world around us. I can't help but gaze into the eyes of the future and wonder. But it's that wondering that holds me back sometimes. To just sit here for a moment and make, not worry about what's to come. I'd never have to worry. And I say all these things. A lot of things that I say. And a lot of them never come true. But maybe never is a strong word. Maybe when I say never and it's only been a year, that's not long enough. In a decade, where do I see myself? Well, I can't. I don't know. You ask an old man that, he might say, dead. You might both laugh, kind of awkward as you're realizing the sheer mortality of our world. That the person standing in front of you may not be here tomorrow. But you really don't know. And that's the beauty of it. The learning, the experiences, the not knowing, and even the getting home from a shoot to realize none of your footage is usable. None of that means anything. Because it's not just any one thing. That corrupted footage is a drop in the bucket. And every once in a while, when the timer on the machine ticks over and the bucket falls, you might get splashed. But ultimately, it's the picking yourself up again that matters. It's the drying yourself off. Because it's not a torrential downpour. It's not something you can't stop. You've stopped it before. The very reason you're here today is testament to that. And that's why I can't wait for the future. That's why I look forward and I think to myself, I don't care. I don't care anymore about the future. Because I know that the future is not determined by anything I do today. It's determined by what I did yesterday, and the day before, and the day before that, and the next few weeks, and the next few months. I can't wait to fall in love with filmmaking, just like I did with photography. My bank accounts run dry. but my heart is full. My mind is stimulated. And that's all I need. Thanks for watching.